All right, y'all, I am in Alabama. I didn't really share with you guys that I was coming to Alabama, but I'm so excited about this trip because I'm someplace I have not yet been. But you're gonna see some things that look pretty familiar, especially if you've been around here for a little while. You might remember that there's this little shop in Cullman, Alabama that I just love. It's like my go-to place if I need to buy a gift for somebody. It's where I always went, hands down, every single time. Well, they've got another location because everybody loved them so much. You can now find them in Muscle Shoals. And it just so happens that Mr. Ashley himself is here. Tell me about the new place.
So, been probably since year 2 of being in Cullman, we had multiple towns or cities that wanted us to invest in them. And for whatever reason, we investigated some, we looked at some places, just didn't feel right. Some were just too far away from home.
Yeah.
You can't keep your thumb on stuff. As much as you train people and you want people to do things the way you want it to be done, nobody's going to do it like you.
Right.
That's why I'm here now in the new store. We have hired some people here. We're still training them, but I still will be up here quite often, barring a couple of football games Saturdays, which we have to have priorities in life, right? So, and other things, but for the majority of it, I'll be up here. But so year 2, we knew, hey, this looks like we've got to kind of got an idea of what people like. It's been, the response has been well. Like in the first month in 2018, we did transactions with people from all 4 states around us, every major city in Alabama, and that was in the first month. And so word kind of got around about us, which, thinking back how crazy it is, because one of our vendors he hand makes some stuff for us, some of our leather purses. And he was
I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, she's got a few. But he was in Fairhope, which is 5 hours away from where we live. And they said, hey, have you heard about this new place up in Cullman? Which is crazy. And, you know, in the first month we knew that we wanted to figure out how to have another one of these at some point. So from year 2 on, we've been marching at this. We're in year 6. So in year 4, Muscle Shoals kind of reached out to us and were like, hey, why don't y'all, some people we knew were up here, and they were like, hey, why don't you just come up here? It's an hour from the house. Still, they know me, drop the kids off at school, be up here before we need to open, do all that type of stuff. And so really for the last 2 years, we've been trying to kind of, you know, play musical chairs, try to figure out where would be a good spot, best spot we could find. Had to weigh some options on locations, and we settled on this one on 601 Woodard in Muscle Shoals. Really busy highway, get in front of a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Close to Florence, close to Sheffield, and Tuscumbia is right there. So felt like it was
nice,
well positioned.
Centrally, yeah. And
so we could pull from a bunch of, you know, the four cities in the Shoals. And it was kind of, there's supposed to be some developments happening, and then it kind of, you know, went back and forth. And more or less you kind of have to be like, well, if we can't figure this out, then we're going to have to look somewhere else. Well, then we started really making some headway, because I told him, I said, I've got to do something. I've got some funds that I've got to do something with. And in essence, we wanted to do another one of these, and Muscle Shoals, some of the things that they do up here, some of the habits that they have, and the things that they desire match up with what we do. And so we really didn't have to change a whole lot. We changed some of the things specifically for this area, like some of our shirts and some of the more customizable stuff that we have, and it's been a really big hit. And then was able to get this location, and you know, we were up here so much at times that one of our friends let us stay at a lake house for almost a week, and just, you know, instead of going back and forth, we just stayed up here and worked, and the kids were with us, and it was full circle, because when we opened the first one, Major was 22 months old, Corley was 4. They're 10 and 7, and so they actually were here helping us this time.
Nice.
And doing work, and then they would go with me when I would buy, you know, tables that are 110 years old, or, you know, stuff to display with, And Major went with me one day and did so much, he ended up getting paid from the people I was buying stuff from because he moved so much stuff. And they just compliment on how good of a worker he is. And that's the kids we want to raise, because in my mind, my kids will be the best asset I could ever have to my business.
Yeah.
And because when they'll be raised by me and my wife, what little wisdom I've gained over my life, I'll be able to bestow upon them, but they'll have hopefully the fervor and just the energy and just being young and can take it to the next level when that does come. And it is something that was cool just to see that happening, and just, you know, that he was working, and people talk about how good a worker he is. Because one thing I said here recently that I really believe in, if my kids work for me, great, but if they don't, you'll beg for them.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
And as a parent, that is what you want.
I bet you'll beg for them.
Yeah.
Because it's this cliche, but I tell them all the time, our last name is Ashley. We ain't wait like nobody else. We're going to do things different. We're going to take care of people. We're going to work hard. We don't get to pick and choose when we do stuff right. You know, still do the same things in here that we did in Cullman. Still try to take care of people. Make sure that when they're in here, the most important thing and most precious thing I have each day is my time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you what I got. And we're going to pour into our customers, let them see the items that we picked that we think are neat, stuff that we think will encourage families to spend time with each other, because that's what means the most to us, whether it's our cookware or games or puzzles or like our toys in the back that nothing requires a battery. It's the same gig from Cullman, but it's here. And a lot of these people had no idea what we do. Yeah. And we felt it was an untapped market because they are kind of in a little pocket in Northwest Alabama. It's an hour and 20 plus minutes to Huntsville. So it's further than what we drive to go to Huntsville. And I just thought that was, I never thought about that, but it's crazy. So they're in their own little kind of bubble, kind of pocket. And we feel like once the word gets out that we're here, that people, as they already have, people will continue to show up and continue to tell their friends and their family. And you know, we want to be a place that you can buy good goods at a good price. Yeah. And then also have heirloom grade stuff that, you know, and you know that. Oh yeah. And the stuff,
Smithy cast iron.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff you're going to buy one time and you're done. And the only way that you're not done is if you do something really cool and you gift that to somebody in the family. And that's the only pan that they've seen ever make biscuits. Or, you know, whatever it is that you and your family make. And we have things in our family that there's no price tag on it. Could never replace it. And we want to offer those. Toe that fine line of good goods at a good price where people can have a good time. And then offer heirloom grade stuff that you're going to buy one time. It's not going to break. It shouldn't. If you have problems with it, you holler at me. I'll make it right. It's been the gig from the beginning. I'm different. It's a dictatorship. I get to choose what happens. And I want to take care of people, and people know that I stand behind my products. We don't carry cheap crap. We will not. I'll throw it away. My last name is on every hand stamp bag and on that sign outside. So it's going to be a different dance with me. So, but I met Miss Constance years ago, and it's been a joy ever since, always to see her. So it was really fun knowing she came in from Arkansas, almost Oklahoma. So a little bit of a drive today. She has some business in Alabama, but it's still always nice to see her because it's few and far between now, but it's always nice.
Well, I am super excited to see you guys doing so well and expanding into Muscle Shoals. And I know, like, every time I would share the things that I bought at y'all's Mercantile, April, one of the sweet ladies that works for them, she's like, every time I'd watch your videos, I have to write down what you got because people are going to be calling.
It's crazy that she would post things on her videos that she had bought here, because we would start. I mean, we knew when you did, even if we didn't know it, because we would get calls from New Hampshire. Or Oregon, and hey, can you ship this? Yes, we can. Hey, do you have this? I don't have it right now. I should have it in the next week, you know, because everybody else has already bought it. And so it was a huge blessing always just to meet Miss Constance and just to see her stuff just flourish as well. Well,
I've shared. I know I've got a lot of new faces around here who don't know from when I lived here in Alabama, but I absolutely loved Ashley Mercantile. This wonderful little family-owned business in Cullman, and just top-notch people, And I'm all about supporting family businesses, small businesses. I have a heart for that. And so, you know, I didn't get anything from that. You know, I just, other than the blessing of helping people. So, but I'm excited to see you. It's been like a year or more.
It's been a while.
And I'm just excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I will link down below to their website, and you can get all the information. And like he mentioned, they do ship.
Yeah.
So.
And the website just has a little bit of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly, sometimes it gets more than we can handle, so we had to dial back the e-commerce stuff. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, whichever one y'all have. We posted that at this simultaneously, so you see that. If you see something, well, just holler at us. It's a little bit more hands-on for us, but we would rather do that. That way we can try to meet the needs of the customer when they don't know what they need, and they're like, well, Miss Constance posted this, and we're like, well, have you also thought about this? You know, and it allows us to speak directly to the customers rather than just e-commerce. And like I said, it has its place, but we really want to still be hands-on with people, whether it's New Hampshire, Oregon, or California.
Have that relationship with people.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we want people to know, and it's always like, we're going to take care of you. It may take a little bit longer, but we're going to meet your needs and try to exceed those expectations.
All right, well, it's good seeing you.
You too.
All right, I'll talk to y'all next time.